Hello friends, welcome to Akulmach Live. I am Kanchan Verma and today's topic of discussion is World Health Day, which is very important topic especially during this pandemic. But before we start our discussion, a word on giveaway.
Akulmach works with many SMEs and startups world over, helping them in not only building their sales and marketing teams, but also help them in improving their success rate. As you can see, we have summarized our years of knowledge into these easy to follow steps, which can be used by any smart leader to promote their group or a company. In order to encourage people to take the right step at the right time, we have used this proprietary graph in our corporate memorabilia so that the knowledge can be accessed by whoever, whenever, wherever it is needed. You can become eligible to get one of these beautiful gifts delivered to your doorstep for free. All you need to do is to subscribe our channel and smash that like button. Also, please watch this entire video and provide your valuable comments, suggestions, or you could also share your experiences. Person with the best comment and interaction would be chosen to become a free recipient of one of these displayed items here. In addition, we would invite you to Akulmach Live to participate in our show as a distinguished panelist. What are you waiting for, friends? Go for it. Now, let's get back to our discussion.
Hello friends, today I have a prestigious guest in our show and he's Mr. Sitesh Srivastva and we'll be discussing about the most important topic today, the World Health Day. Today is World Health Day. So welcome to the show and we'll be discussing more about health today with Sitesh.
Thank you, Kanchan. It's always wonderful to talk to you. It has been several weeks that we have spoken, but just because talking to you keeps me healthy and always running to see and talk about new subjects. So here I am again. How are you?
I'm fine. And, today is 7th April and today is World Health Day. And this day was actually started celebrating. I mean, WHO started celebrating this day as World Health Day from 1950. But don't you think that in today's pandemic era, is it actually very mandatory to celebrate World Health Day daily? We cannot choose one day, right?
Well, health had never got so much of focus, at least in my lifetime so far, that I'm seeing in the pandemic. So now that the pandemic is into the second phase, third phase, and I don't know how many mutants are there, how many strains are there. Suddenly, this whole planet is into the healthy practices. But before the pandemic, if we just step back before the pandemic, health was more about gymnasium, running in those fashionable track pants and tops, and doing the CrossFits and the cycling, and it was all very glam content in that, especially in the modern urban cities. But people somehow had forgotten the practices, the original practices of the health. So healthiness is more about well-being. So I think it is about well-being and then it is about the health. And that focus has been brought back. I mean, I would not like to say thanks to Corona, but at least this pandemic has made everybody to spend at least thinking, if not doing, at least thinking every day about the health of themselves. And I think it's a change that is going to stay, but we need to have a coordinated approach. We need to listen to our body. We need to listen to our basics, and at the end we need to listen to our doctors. What do you say?
Yes, I think above that, I feel that being a healthy has to be a mantra of life, where people really ignore that being healthy is very essential aspect of good living. Now, this year, WHO has given a theme for this year's celebration, which is building a fairer and healthier world. Now, when we are talking about health, it is understood that if you are healthy, you are happy. And if you are happy, then of course the productivity of your work is increased, isn't it, Sitesh?
Yes, so health is wealth. We have been hearing about it. And Jaan hai to jahan hai. In Hindi, we have been hearing about it. And this is so important, and nothing more than now, because we are working from home. So we have all the more excuses not to go out. So naturally, pre-pandemic days, we all were naturally going out, playing, and walking to the nearest store, going to the nearest street, and everything. But now, what we have, when we are sitting at home, we have all the excuses not to go out and do it, because of the infection that might, come and catch us. But I think it is also very important for us to understand and calibrate our bodies, our health, our food habits, our calibration techniques. People up above 35 or 40, they should start going for a normal health check, and not just the basic parameters. They should go for once full body checkup every year. Women have more responsibility towards it. And this is about the urban setup. Now, when we come to the village setup, they do not have access to the great medical system as always. Nobody has told them about a regular health checkup or a body checkup, and therefore only when things happen to them, they then come to know about it. And then they do not know how to find out an authentic information, authentic doctor, authentic healthcare giver, or authentic, sometimes even medicines for that matter. And this is across the world. This is about the developed world. Now this pandemic has actually leveled that notion of a developed world versus non-developed world. Health has become a real premium thing for everybody on this planet. And I think that's where World Health Organization talks about the word fairer. Yes, some of the rich countries, they all have all those accesses, but still we see the mortality rates in those countries. Whereas there are other countries who are still very less affected by it, despite being very poor in the GDP terms. So it is important to understand, as an individual, as a community, as a country, and then as a planet. Bottoms up approach.
Yes, and at this point, it gives a rise to a question that why there's a inequality when we come towards the health care about our well-being. So I feel that time has come that we have to eliminate the inequality so that everybody can enjoy a healthy and happy life. And that can be possible by two ways, according to me, is that one by uh, giving instructions by the government, and other which is more effective way is that community should be enlightened. They should know, because in India I think that Indians already have inherited that healthy parameters and healthy saying for long, like you said, jaan hai jahan hai, as you said, we already know that, but many times we miss this aspect of our life. So I think that's very, very important at this point of time, that when we are struggling with the pandemic, we are struggling with uh, so much politics around vaccination. So I think this is a crucial topic to be discussed, and it is very crucial to really eliminate all inequality when it comes to health care, health management, and living a healthy life.
Correct. So inequality, Kanchan, is something that is nothing new to our planet, because we generally have stopped seeing people as one. We describe them with GDP. We describe them with countries. We describe them with economic gateways. We describe them with special economic zones. And we also describe them with the per capita income and all those financial jargon. And therefore, the inequality that is seen in today's world, though it should have been reduced with the availability of the medicines and the vaccines, it has been hidden under lot of financial jargons,
Right.
national compliances, as well as the regulators, and then what I call as a vaccine diplomacy.
Mhm.
Many poor countries, in terms of GDP and all, financial worlds, they're unable to buy those vaccines. And if they have to buy, they have to agree to some of many of those terms and conditions which actually impact their sovereignty. And that makes it uh, not an ethical choice. Okay. But then when the situation becomes really bad, as we saw in the early part of this pandemic, there would be nations and countries who would agree to whatever the pharmaceutical companies would ask for. Okay. So it is important for each country to do their own research. Probably they may not be having access to a great research team or research scientists or the materials or laboratories, but at least they can promote their healthy habits in their population, which is nothing but a common wisdom. So, like in India, we say get up early in the morning, do the Surya Namaskar and the pranayam, go for a brief walk and brisk walking, and all such, so much of things. So the glam quotient of the gyms has to be removed, and people need to be taught about the basics. And it is not a government's job. Governments cannot do it for each individual. It is the individual's job. At the same time, when we go to the doctors, we understand that they are at the forefront of all of this, but they are greatly affected. People are still thinking of taking a vaccine or not. And so much of WhatsApp University and other places people are getting information. It is important to sometimes stop the information and listen to the doctor. But again, the each part of the medicine, whether it is allopathy, Ayurvedi, or Unani, or homeopathy, or whatnot, there is a lot of information flowing, which may not be really helpful.
Yeah, I think information is for the good, and I think every individual has right to really analyze the information. But the bottom line is that you have to be healthy. You have to whatever negative things are there, you have to just erase them and live and propagate healthy environment, healthy living, healthy food. And you will see, Sitesh, this time WHO also have as a tagline to support nurses and midwives. And I think it was not earlier done. And this is a great move because we have seen in pandemic that how these are frontline professionals when we talk about health sector, and how hard work they have done to really save lives. So I think that is something good. And what I feel is that this not one day only to celebrate healthy life. It is all over. I mean, every day is we have to really look after our health. We have to look after health of our family members, and we have to go beyond that. We have to look after the health of the community, and you have to also propagate ideas for living healthy, because that will actually generate happiness in the house and in the society, and that eventually I think will result into something good, isn't it?
Yes, Kanchan, I completely agree to it. Uh, for the healthy practices, what I feel is that exercising while putting the mask on is something that is really troublesome. So probably the people who are designers of mask, they have to come up with more better mechanisms of having a mask and having the breathing issues with people. Then comes the segregation of which exercises are better in terms of the each body mass. So now gyms do not anybody goes to the gym, the trainers suggest the same thing, do this, do that, and those 50 things. The people who go for yoga, they have to go for a certified yoga teacher. The people who go for meditation and walk, they have to go with a certified coach. Same goes with the CrossFit. So do not take health in your hands when it comes to the matters of science and medicine. Take the health in your hands as part of the lifestyle, as part of the good lifestyle that is being proposed and that was there when our elders were around or their elders were around. And please keep away from the phone, keeping near to the eye with a binge watching on the OTT platform for the late night. I used to think in the beginning days of internet that there should be a day when I should be able to browse on internet while lying on the bed. And today I can see, after 10-15 years, my phone, and I can lie on the bed for 5 hours, 6 hours, and whole night and do binge watching. But am I not negotiating with my health in that time? Because it is taking away my sleep, it is taking away my conscious, and it is taking away a lot of brain energy which must be required for the body to take a rest. So I think 50% of us can become healthy only if we work on our lifestyle. And the
Yes, and
next
for
thing,
this, yes, for this, we are aware, but I think we have to practice more and have to come out. Though technology is all around us and we can't escape, but still we have to really find out time and motivation and will power to really be healthy, remain healthy. So with a vow that we will remain healthy, we will guide other persons in the community, other people in the community to remain healthy and help them uh, to do exercise or to find out the solutions for their health. Apart of this, we also guide family members to really remain healthy, and as you suggested, go for a walk, because parks are open, though malls are closed, but parks are open. So you can go. So with that, and I also want to end this conversation with you is saying happy World Health Day, Sitesh. So be smiling, stay safe, and be healthy.
thank you, Kanchan. And one last piece of advice is to the listeners is that reduce sugar content and reduce salt at the same time.
And then you have started giving advice. So I also give little advice is that make a timetable, live life king size, but there is some parameter which all of us have to follow for to remain healthy, right? So
Yes,
it was so
yes.
wonderful to talk to you, Sitesh.
Thank you.
Bye bye. See you
Bye.
tomorrow.